Yay, we're live again. Hey everyone, welcome back to another 180 podcast show. My name's Ellie.
I'm Tara.
And welcome back. Before we get started, why don't you guys check out our social medias at 180 Shift. Pretty much everywhere you can find us on every platform. And then, of course, our website at 180shift.org. So check us out there as well. But how are you doing, Tara? How's the week looked for you?
I'm doing good. I'm hyped of the things to come. I'm grateful to God for all the blessings that He's given 180, given me, my family, God. I just thank you, Jesus, honestly. But just trying to stay close to God and reading my Bible and praying, and because that is how I stay close to Him, otherwise you just fall out of touch easily. So yeah. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. Lots of stuff changing in life. Started a new job today, so that's exciting. But yeah, so I did that today, and of course, life's gonna continue to get busier because we're changing stuff around and doing lots of stuff.
Yeah, same here.
Things,
I know. One thing at a time.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
One little step at a time.
Yeah, so doing that, I'm going away over the weekend to go volunteer for some stuff, which is exciting.
Oh,
yeah. So I'm gonna be forced to camp because they didn't give me a room for this event.
Forced to camp.
But it's okay. No, it's gonna be very cold. I like the last years that I've done this. It's been like freezing when I've done this because it's in the mountains. Of course, it's gonna drop. The temperatures drop, but it's just unreal. I'm like, guys, don't do this to me. But yeah,
no.
I'm gonna have fun. Hopefully, of course, I'm sure.
I feel the busy life thing though. Like as we're doing this podcast, I'm watching on silent the new Will. What's his name? Elf guy. Will Ferrell. I almost called him Will Smith. Totally different guy. No, Will Ferrell made a movie with this trans woman, man to woman, and it's basically a documentary that talks about how one of his oldest friends, probably the reason that this guy is like the reason that Will Ferrell blew up in the first place from Saturday Night Live. He takes this person who's now identifying as a woman on a cross-country road trip where they talk about why this person transitioned. So yeah, it's I'm watching it in silent. I'm reading the captions as we're doing this podcast because that is how busy I am. I did not have time this week to sit down and watch this thing.
Let me do two things at once.
Yes, I love doing that. Okay, anyway.
I do that today. I was multitasking with like 5 different things I needed to do, and I was like, okay, phone call here. I'm doing this over here.
But that's what women are good at. Like women are better at that than men are, honestly. Because we have to because of children, and it's like...
That is true.
We have to like put out a fire over here while handling something over here, and that's like a gift that women have. And I don't know, I think women need to stop denying that part of themselves. I think it's kind of like a superpower. Although I also hear people say don't like multitask, because you should never like, excuse my French, half-ass anything. And so I understand that.
Well, it's depending on what you're doing, though.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you're doing something that requires a lot of attention to detail, then yeah, you're gonna have to focus a lot more than you would just doing halfway things. But it's like, I feel like there's a lot of things that I can do multitasking, whether it's like watching a video that I need to watch and then actually like typing up something over here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty easy for me to do, but yeah. So we have a few things to talk about today. So, do you want to get started?
Sure.
But first off,
okay, I'll go first. Hold on. I tried out public school for my daughter in I won't say specifically where, but like in the LA area, and just got pushed around by administrators. My daughter just seemed so sad and like not herself, and institutionalized.
How has she felt with the public school system lately? Like, has she come home feeling happy, nervous, overwhelmed?
Okay, for the first like 2.5 weeks, she loved it. She was like, I've never been to anything like this before. This is so cool. New. Like, I know all these people now and telling me all this stuff. And then after that, it was just, I don't know. I don't remember. And that was it. And then she was like cranky all the time. She was exhausted, way overworked. I mean, it was just, you know, it just became ridiculous. And she's in kindergarten, and it was just like, okay, you saw the structure of what a classroom looks like. You saw what other kids your age are doing, like who are in the world, right? Like, or in your community. Did you get it out of your system? Because I really believe in homeschooling. You know, I was homeschooled, and I got to experience best of both worlds, and I never performed academically better in one or the other, but I did perform emotionally better in homeschooling. So that's why I believe in it. But, you know, I had this thing with my husband where he really believed in public school. So we put her in school. We said, let's try it. And then just on over the weekend, they were pushing my daughter to get a vaccine she was fully vaccinated a month ago.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they're calling me saying she needs to make an appointment for this new vaccine that she has to get right now. And they were just so pushy. It's like they hold parents hostage.
Have you been able to get like
the exemption? Oh my gosh. If you even bring that up, they shove a sign in your face that says no shots, no school.
Really?
And I just said, you know what? My daughter's been sick. The last time she got vaccinated, she took her out for a couple of days. I don't really think I'm not in a rush to get this one. And the woman was like, if you don't get it by the end of October, then we're gonna have a problem. Basically, that's what the administrator said to me. And so I just said, you know what? Then we're done here. And then I had my husband's support, and I had his mom's support, and but I really feel blessed because of that situation, because you know, she hasn't been in school for 2 weeks now, and it's like I got my daughter back. Honestly, like, she was so upset and overly emotional, you know, and for a 5-year-old, it's just like she shouldn't be struggling that hard. She should be having a childhood, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm a part of so many wonderful homeschool communities, so it's just like I'm not worried. I know Phoebe's gonna be fine. Oh, I guess I shouldn't say her. I know my daughter's gonna be fine. It's fine. I mean, I love her so much. I talk about her all the time. But yeah,
she's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, but and as our, you know, her parents, our goal is to protect her and make sure that she knows what she's doing in this world. And I just loved the shift that I saw from transferring her out of school and seeing just that brightness come back. Anyway, but yeah, what have you been up to? I think she can hear me. She doesn't like it when I talk about her.
You can hear her in the background. Do you want to
Let's do the boba thing now.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Whatever. I did it. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
There you go. I'm like reading all the crazy stuff that's coming out right now. Oh my goodness. There's just, okay. Yeah. You just go onto a news platform and you're like, oh my goodness, what did I just read? Sometimes. But let's talk about something that actually is a little bit of a sad news. Actually, very, very sad. It got me extremely sad when I found out. So, you know Maggie Smith? Do you know Maggie Smith?
Maybe.
Okay, have you watched Harry Potter?
Oh, yeah. Wait, she's the old lady?
Professor McGonagall.
Yeah, okay, yes, I know her.
I love Professor McGonagall. I also know her through a show called Downton Abbey, where she plays Cousin Violet, also known as Violet Crawley Dowager, Countess of Grantham. Okay. Love this actress, okay? She's probably one of my favorite actresses in the entire universe.
Did she die?
Yes, she did die. Aww. She died this week. Actually, last week.
Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
My mom loves Downton Abbey.
I love Downton Abbey so much. So, yeah. She passed. She was one of the better actresses. She is actually one of the best actresses that I have ever seen. Her ability to tell, like, if you see Downton Abbey, the amount of like jokes that she has that are just delivered in such an amazing fashion is just so amazing to watch her on screen. I love her as Professor McGonagall in Harry Potter. I mean, she has been a staple of our childhood and growing up for a very long time. Now she has passed. She has passed, and I actually found something very interesting. Well, people have been connecting some things. Oh, there she is behind me. Don't make me sad, guys. I'm so sad about this. But she actually died exactly 1 year after the actor for Dumbledore passed. Exactly 1 year apart to the day, which is insane. She was actually, a little bit of her history, she was actually made a dame by Queen Elizabeth in 1990. Do you know what that means? It's kind of like giving somebody like a knighting, like knight, blah, 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 or sir, blah, blah, blah. It's like kind of giving them a title. And Queen Elizabeth decided to give her that in 1990. King Charles III released a statement saying, "As the curtain comes down on a national treasure, we join all those around the world in remembering the fondest admiration and affection for many great performances and her warmth and wit that shone through both and on and off stage." Which is beautiful. Now, I want to tell you, when I found out about Maggie Smith passing, my sister, I actually had gotten home from an event, okay? And my sister's on the couch, and she looks up at me as I'm walking through the house. I just step into the house for the first time. She's, like, looking at me, and she's like, "Cousin Violet died." I was like, No, she didn't. She's like, "Yeah, she died." And then immediately I feel bad, but I started screaming at her, and I'm like, "No, she didn't. She did not die. Don't tell me she died." And I cannot explain to you how sad I was. Okay.
Is she a Christian?
I actually don't know. But I actually was like a lot of actors when they die, I'm like, okay, this is very sad. But particularly for this actor, I was like, don't talk to me. Nobody talk to me today, because she's amazing.
Yeah, she is really incredible.
Amazing. And I wish we could play some of her videos, but I know that's a little bit like, I don't know if we can put that up, but there's amazing video on Downton Abbey, released it on YouTube. It's like 20 something minutes of some of her best lines from the show. So I recommend all of you to go watch it, to go see how amazing she was, because she is funny. She made that entire show. Okay. But yeah, I'm sorry for the sadness. I'm sad. I say I'm sad and then I'm laughing. What's wrong with me?
No, that is sad. That is sad. Yeah. Well, you also have Claudia. Mm-hmm. What's going on with her?
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're like peeking over. Who are these names? Okay. So, different topic, not cultural. It's shifting more into politics, this one, but Claudia Sheinbaum is currently, it's coming up behind us. She has been officially inaugurated into office as the first female president of Mexico.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's pretty fascinating.
She's 62 years old. She actually won with, I think, 62% of the vote.
Oh, wow.
And this past election for Mexico, it was the first time when they for sure knew there was going to be a female president, because it came down to the two, and they were both female. And it just happened that Claudia got the most support, and she is now currently the first woman president of Mexico. Her quote says, "Those who have dreamed of the possibility that one day, no matter if we were born as women or men, we would achieve our dreams and desires without our sex determined our destiny." Without that. Okay. That sounded weird. I said that wrong. But yeah, so that's her quote. She is actually part of the left-wing party in Mexico. In English, it's the National Regeneration Movement, but it's also known as the Morena Party, which is brown in English. But that's just kind of how the little name for that party. It's a little longer, but yeah. During her thing, there was actually a big group of natives who were supporting her. Yeah. One of them actually blessed her and brushed her with herbs and incense. Her name's Ernesta Ortiz. She's known as a spiritual guide. And she told Shenbum, "You are a voice for all of us who had no voice for a very long time."
Wow.
Yeah. But it's very interesting that she was blessed with herbs and incense.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Also, spiritual guide. What does that tell you?
Not Christian.
No, it's not Christian. So that's a very interesting thing.
Now, yeah.
Actually, I just want to fact check something real quick before I say it. But what were you saying?
I was just gonna say, have you heard about the port strike that's happening?
Actually, I
They're
do
saying
have
that it's going to be as bad as COVID, and
yeah,
that you know, all these shipments are basically being stopped because why, Ellie? Can you tell us about that?
Hold on 1 second. I was just reading this real quick. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to check something real quick.
That's fine.
I just wanted to check because I'm pretty sure Claudia Shenbum's children actually go to college out here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In California, actually. Or at least her daughter does, from what I know.
But yes.
She was actually a scientist, too.
Oh,
prior to becoming a politician. Okay. Yes, we do have the dock worker strikes that are happening. Now, of course, this is because of unions and raising salaries or whatever. It's just union stuff, guys. The normal stuff that we have with people wanting more money, and I get it because of inflation, that stuff. But today, we had nearly 50,000 members of the International Longshoresmen Association that just began strike. Mm-hmm. And these are the people among like the Eastern Gulf Coast ports. Okay, so not here in the West, but Eastern Gulf. So they are striking. It says right here that the U.S. Maritime Alliance, which is known as the USMX, is proud of the wages and benefits. This is a quote. "Proud of the wages and benefits we offer to our 25,000, remember, International Longshoresmen Association employees, and strongly supports a collective bargaining process that allows us to fully bargain wages, benefits, technology, and ensures the safety of our workers day in and day out. We have demonstrated a commitment to doing our part to end the completely avoidable ILA strike. Our current offer is nearly 50% wage increase, exceeds every other recent union settlement, while addressing inflation and recognizing ILA's hard work to keep the global economy running." Okay. Although the group says it wants the union to meet at the bargaining table because they have not had face-to-face negotiations recently. Many people, one of them being the Manufacturers Association CEO, has called for Joe Biden to intervene in this. And if not, he wants Congress to somehow intervene as well.
Yeah.
Some experts are saying that the work stoppages at the ports that handle nearly 35% of all U.S. imports and exports could cause a drag of $4.5 billion to $7.5 billion on U.S. gross domestic product growth for each week that they're in effect. And this is according to an Oxford economics and analysis that was done or released last week. This strike involves about 45,000 port workers, but this could mean that actually, I think it could mean up to 100,000 workers could find themselves temporarily out of work if it's prolonged.
Yeah.
So it's crazy stuff right there. But it's
I was hearing some people saying like stock up on water and stuff. Although I'm hearing too that mainly
what are you
East
hearing
Coast,
from that?
I don't know, because I'm like, I don't know. I use a Brita filter. Like, I don't know. I never get it. I'm like, are they going to shut off the water? Like, no. That's always what my first thought is.
That's not the water. It doesn't really have to do anything with that. Most of these ports things have to do with like obviously exports and imports.
No, yeah, I know, and most of the cities that are actually being affected that are on like the East Coast,
they're on the East Coast,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So if you actually look at the West Coast, nothing has changed here.
We've
kind of continued going, and I know that many of the shipments are just going to come around to the West Coast. and they're just redirecting them over there at the moment. But this could cause quite a bit of, just a little bit of, I don't know what to call it. My brain's not working, but just inconvenience because of the fact that we're having to get them a different way, our goods. But great thing we have other things. Okay, so I have some more stuff to talk about. Let's move through these.
I just want to say that I've been quieter because I'm watching this Will Ferrell movie in the background, and I just gotta say this movie, what is it called? Will and Harper. Will on Harper on Netflix could just be renamed to A Couple of Old Farts, except one of them is trans, because that's all I see here. Is just two old people. Will Ferrell is so old now.
What?
And then they're just like going around affirming the trans people, and it's like, have I gotten anything out of this movie? They've made it very clear that the enemies are people who are like challenging any LGBT agendas. So I guess that was obvious. And then going on to clearly define womanhood as how much you pack in your suitcase when you go on a trip, or how you feel when you walk in a room. The trans person in this movie, I think their name is Harper now, is did Waltz just say I've become friends with school shooters? I wish we could pull up that clip.
What? Oh wait, no,
I wish we could pull up that clip right now.
Politico say though. Vibe check. JD Vance is doing really well.
Of course he is. See, speaking of old farts, look at that guy. Sorry. I shouldn't be disrespecting the elders that much. No. I feel like they shouldn't be disrespecting God, though.
What does it say? UNC fact checking. Biggest claims were made by... Okay. That's fun.
On gun violence, Vance says guns are being smuggled from Mexico into the U.S., when in reality our guns get smuggled into Mexico.
Interesting.
Anna Kasparian. But you promised these facts wouldn't be checked. J.D. Vance is so talented. It is extremely tragic that he is now defending abortion. This is the Trump influence. It is destroying the Republican Party.
Lila Rose has been speaking out about that.
How is it fair that you're paying your taxes every year and Donald Trump hasn't paid any federal taxes in the last 15 years?
Loopholes.
J.D. Vance might be delivering the best political debate performance we've ever seen. It's that good. That one has the most traction out of those three that I just read. That has 1 million views. JD Vance is crushing it so far.
Matt Walsh is hilarious though. I can't take I have to take in his content in increments because he's so much sometimes.
Yeah. His content in increments. I get texts all the time that are like, Vance is killing it in the polls. Like, he's amazing. Can you donate $1 million?
No, I can't. I'm sorry. Not really not sorry though. I'm really not sorry. I don't.
Oh, Kristen Wiig just made it into this Will and Harper movie, and she loves that this person is trans. She is all about it. Sorry.
Oh my goodness! New meme format just dropped. Thank you, Temple. That's amazing. That's hilarious. That is such a meme. Please, somebody make a meme out of that right now. Large? I need that to be a meme right now, please.
Wait,
I'm gonna get that as a sticker.
Oh my god. I would say. Okay, wait. Let's think about that for a second.
That's a really good question. Like, I feel like he's telling you, like, he's trying to, like, it's a matter of fact.
Okay, wait.
He's like a matter of fact thing.
Let's look at the comments. Yeah, he is a matter of fact thing.
And then you've got this, like, the reaction, like, what? Like, something super obvious
it's kind
or
of
something.
A meme without having a meme.
I know, it's amazing.
Okay, what do the comments say? Even Kamala is voting for Trump after this.
No.
Oh man, I would love to.
Oh my goodness, the Riz thing. Oh my goodness, stop it. Stop. Don't do that. That's terrible. Who made that? Don't do that, please.
Who made that? Oh no, you gotta be careful on Twitter.
Wow.
Wow, look at him. Yes. Look at RFK Jr. He's like a male model. I'm
Oh no.
No.
I want to see a meme out of it already, please.
Wait,
your
the
face
face,
when you make when your wife starts reading your search history before.
Yeah, these aren't very funny. Okay,
No, not very.
we're gonna have to come up with our own.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make our own. They're
How
gonna have to
about-
be better than this?
How about okay, wait,
Gen
wait.
Z, just
if you
get to
pull up
work.
the image, I will think of something
Hold on.
eventually.
Gen Z needs to get to work to this because this is amazing. Okay, I had another story to talk about. Okay, now before coming on here, I asked you what you. Okay, if you knew what chroming was.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any idea what that would be?
Chroming is when you sniff stuff that you're not supposed to sniff.
Yes, that is
Nailed
correct.
it.
You got it. Okay. Well, here's what a professional person said. Okay, it's a practice that means getting high via inhaling hydrocarbons by misusing a variety of legal products. So like
Y'all need
permanent
to chill.
markers,
Yeah.
permanent markers, aerosol, deodorants, nail polish. Yep.
Sorry, I've hung out with
Nail
some
polish.
messed up people.
You're like, I already know. Paint thinners, gasoline, hairspray.
I can make him wash
no, hold on.
Look, I can make it.
Wait, no. Hold on. I actually like the smell of gasoline though.
No.
Do you not
No,
like
that's
it?
chroming, bro. No.
No. I actually no. Like for example, I love racing. Okay, so I love
That's
a lot
burnt
of things.
tires you're smelling.
Yeah, but you also smell the gasoline in it. Smells
Gotta
good.
be careful. Have you ever? I guess maybe you haven't seen Zoolander, but it's
No.
like all these guys partying around a gas station
My-
and they're like squirting gasoline at each other, and
Oh
then
my
one of them like lights a cigarette, and
Oh,
Ben Stiller's
no.
like, "No!" and all of his friends blow up.
Oh, that's sad.
It was sad, but it was also kind of hilarious.
Okay, hold on. So
Sorry.
so
it
people
was
do
rough.
this chroming, right? And usually it's young people
This
now.
is awful. Like I already know where this
Now, yes, okay. Well, you already know there's people that are currently dying because of this.
Children.
Children. Okay, let's
mess with
emphasize
kids.
these are children. Although, it's not conclusive. How many people have died from it yet. We do know that there's been reports like an 11-year-old son died from suspected cardiac arrest after he was, I guess, inhaling these toxic chemicals while at a friend's house for a sleepover, by the way. There was a 13-year-old Australian girl who died in two 16-year-old boys in 2019.
So
And obviously,
awful.
various hospitalizations and brain damage. Now,
See,
something that
yeah.
I want to talk about was the why this is happening. So, there is an expert who said there's often an underlying psychiatric component of these kids who are just looking to relax or self-medicate. And then it follows up by rates of anxiety, depression, and other mood problems have been rising among young people.
But the thing is, like, this isn't new. Like,
no, it's not new.
like when I was a kid, you know what it was? What was always on the news was
was
people were sniffing. Oh, it was so awful. Or they were. It was so creepy. It still creeps me out to this day because I saw a news story on it when I was really little.
Mm-hmm.
You know the things that clean keyboards? It's like it has a straw on it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Kids were found with that in their mouth and they had passed away.
That's insane.
Really awful. So it's kind of like kids getting into bad chemicals and doing stupid stuff
Yeah.
with it and then dying is not new, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I just found that the why that they were giving is
Does it talk
interesting.
about whippets in there?
No, I didn't.
Because that's
see anything
also a
about that.
problem.
Well,
People drink, like, inhaling the whipped cream can stuff.
mhm.
Not good. Not good. Don't do that.
No, but that's one thing that Gen Z has always been struggling with. I feel like is the whole entire rates of depression and anxiety have gone up.
You know, I'm curious. How many of your friends vape? Do any of them vape?
No,
They keep it low key? Do
no,
you know anyone who vapes?
no.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah.
Because I feel like most of the people
Most
know
of my
who
friends are
young,
good.
They just vape. They just vape like
No,
it's
like-
nothing. Like they just are like, or they'll vape and then they'll put it in their shirt and then the smoke will come out of their shirt and they think they're like fooling someone.
Wow, that's amazing. No, like I actually have like a lot of good friends. I try to surround myself with some nice people. I mean,
That's good.
obviously you can't
because it feels like it's happening everywhere. You know.
can't stop yourself from like interacting with people who are probably bound to do that. But if anybody does vape, I have zero idea who they are.
Yeah,
But the majority of my friends are all good. They're all angels.
That's good. That's good though. That'd be grateful because it's really annoying when you're hanging out with someone and they vape every 5 seconds and you're just like, can you like cut it out for like 2 seconds, please? Yeah. My goodness. I'm not.
Do any of the
shaming
kids,
them, but I kind of am.
You should. Okay, it's not cool to vape though. It really isn't. Oh wait, what's going on behind us? I feel like there's more stuff going on. Okay. Okay, so there's a massive scandal in Arizona. It says 200,000 voters, or over 200,000 voters, have been wrongly marked as having provided proof of citizenship due to an error. These voters will still be able to vote in the general election, even though they did not give proof of citizenship. What? That's crazy. That's crazy. This isn't the first time that happened. What was it? Just not too long ago, we had another state do, like, they just found a bunch of signatures ineligible to be able to vote. What's going on, guys?
I guess my opinion on that is like, what's the point then? What's the point? Why are you having an election? Yeah.
Well, you still have your vote still count. Like, there's still elections where your vote still counts.
But the thing is, like, most of the people who aren't citizens who are voting, if laws pass that don't go their way, they can just go back to their country because they're not a citizen here. The people who are citizens here are stuck with it. So it's like,
okay,
like
I
that.
can see your point,
that on a surface level upsets me, you know, because it's like, come on, like, we're Americans. We're stuck with the laws here. You can't just come in here, mess up all our stuff, and then leave, you know? Like,
no, I don't think many of them are going back, though, but maybe if they're deported, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, not even if they're deported. It's just that they hold citizenship elsewhere. Like, we hold citizenship here, you know?
Right, yeah.
Like, if we go somewhere, we could get deported, you know? So it's like you're coming into my house and you're like just turning everything upside down. And I'm like, hey, why are you doing that? And then you can run off if you want. But like, I'm stuck. You know, it's just like so disrespectful to people who are born in America. Oh, yeah. Come at me, haters. Like, fight me. I'm serious. Okay. I'm getting triggered watching this movie. You know, in fact, there's one scene. Oh, wow. This trans person can ride one of those one bicycle thingies. It's like see that? It's like a little bicycle. Like, so anyway, this person said they were describing what they, the trans person in this Will Ferrell movie was describing, why they became trans. And they said, well, when I thought about myself as a boy, I just hated everything about that person. Hated everything. So it's like, okay, so you didn't like yourself. And then they went on to say, the first moment when I took estrogen, I felt so happy. I felt so at peace. Like, I'd never felt that way before. I knew that this was the right decision to take estrogen. But it's like, how do you not know that that's just the placebo effect? Because you've been severely brainwashed into thinking that this is real, you know? It's just ridiculous because from this movie, you know, Will Ferrell has clearly stated in the beginning of this movie that he's doing this because this is a friend of his that he's had for 30 years. And this person is so brave from transitioning from man to woman. But it's like, dude, you only care about this person because you've known them for 30 years. But because you're putting this piece of garbage on Netflix, you're putting at risk young children who are confused about themselves, and you are telling them that it is okay to butcher themselves and it is okay to play pretend and switch genders. You're actually, because of this frankly codependent relationship you have with this person and your people pleasing coming out of your ears, Will Ferrell, it's like now you're putting children in a position where they think this is okay. And it's like, okay, you know what? You didn't need to like make a movie with this. You could have just been like, oh, I'm still going to be your friend. You know, Harper, I'll call you Harper. Like, I'll still be your friend. You didn't have to turn around and make like an absolutely terrible. It's like Will Ferrell took a dump on Netflix. That's what it feels like. I mean, pardon my French, but it does feel like that. It's like, dude, nobody cares about this. Nobody cares. You know what we care about? The detransitioner who I just saw on YouTube earlier was on a podcast holding up his arm and they had butchered his arm. They'd taken this whole part out of his arm, permanently damaged this young male. And he said, they put that on my bottom so I could become a woman. And he was like, I'm not a woman. I know that now. But look at me. They butchered me. It's like, Nazi Germany much? Why are you butchering children? Now, that person is not as famous as others. So that person, that detransitioner, just kind of gets buried in the depths of YouTube and is just having to actually live out this life. He said, I don't think I'm going to make it past 30 after what they did to me.
Really?
They did so much butchering surgery. They took me apart like I was a chicken. Wow. And then they glued me back together. And he's holding up his arms like they're so skinny to the bone. So it's like, I'm sorry, F you, Will Ferrell, for putting out this piece of garbage. You should have stuck to Elf. Elf is a good movie. And Eurovision. Have you seen Eurovision? It's a great movie.
I think.
Yeah. I think I'm going to put this piece of garbage off because now they're just talking about boobs. Couple of grown men talking about boobs, and we're watching it because one of them identifies as a woman. Okay. Perverts.
You good?
No, I'm not good. I'm upset. Like, that's so annoying. I'm someone who loves media. I love movies, and it just makes me sad when celebrities abuse their power to push agendas that they know nothing about. Will Ferrell, go show up to that detransitioner's house. Why don't you give them some of your money that you used to make that movie? And I don't know, maybe take them somewhere nice because they got butchered as a child. Okay.
Well, actually, I think that segues into a good thing for you, Tara. Chloe Cole.
Well, isn't that exactly why we're doing that project?
Yeah.
Isn't that exactly why we're doing this project? I've been asking people who I know who have the resources to fund this project, and I've been saying, look, the time is now. The time is now, honestly. Yes, it will take finances, but it's also going to take a lot of hard work. But the thing is, we have developed a hardworking team over the years, and I am a very hard worker. And we know the vision, producing a Chloe Cole movie, a full-length feature that will tell the story, the intimate details and story of a detransitioner. And when I say intimate, I mean emotionally and spiritually. So that's about as intimate as it gets. And this story needs to be told. And I just call all of you to go to yougreenlightit.com and just check out the project and just check out, Chloe Cole, follow her. If you don't already, because she's probably one of the most impactful people out there right now in the detransitioner movement, if not the biggest. I mean, her name is always brought up first. So honestly, it is a huge, huge blessing to be a part of this project. It feels like God put this on my plate and was like, oh, here's something for all your hard work. You get to be a part of this really cool thing. So, and what is the effect of it? Well, hopefully we can kind of nudge the needle, the cultural needle, or, the cultural pendulum, as they say, nudge it back towards Christ and just get it swinging back. Now, obviously, I don't think any extreme is good, because you can have adverse effects, but we are so far from Christ right now that it's just sad. Mm-hmm. And I'm disappointed in Will Ferrell. I used to love that guy. And Kristen Wiig. It's like, what's your deal with Kristen Wiig?
Well, everyone should definitely go check out an interview that I did with Chloe Cole. It was a quick interview. Yeah. You might have to dig through it a little bit through our Instagram, but you could just go through it. Yeah, we could. And you can definitely watch it and see it. I think I'm getting the signs that we might upload it on the website as well, so you guys check it out. But it was a really good interview. Even though it was quick, you just know that she's speaking from the heart and her own experience. And you know what? I am always a person that likes both sides of the story, and I know that her story hasn't been told yet. So until her side is told as well, I don't think it's fair.
She was kicked out of a conference today, a medical conference. They
really
kicked her out.
Wow.
Yep. And they claim to care about diversity. What? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. If you want diversity, then show the people that you even disagree with, right?
I agree of diversity in medicine. You know why?
Why?
It's a long story, actually. It's not that long. When I was a baby, I had thalassemia. And so, they noticed that in my body, or no, they didn't notice that I had thalassemia. They noticed that I had an iron deficiency. And so they started giving me iron supplements as a baby. And my mom was bringing me into the doctor. And I was like, I looked all bruised up and yellow because I had jaundice too as a baby. And then the doctors were like, "Are you beating this child?" And my mom was like, "What? No." And then they were like, "Well, we're going to have these social workers like make sure that you're not, And so these social workers got involved. And then my dad was like, oh, check for thalassemia. And they did. And it turns out I had it, but they didn't think I had it because I have white skin, and they didn't think that I would have something like that because, they didn't, they just, oh, she's a white girl, we're not going to check her for that. So that's why diversity in medicine is important because you sometimes there are things that affect certain people that you wouldn't know about because it's outside of your cultural group.
That's true. Actually, I have seen that, especially with like women in medicine as well. There's not enough women in medicine. I feel like when there's many women who have had the experience of going to the doctors and then feeling like they're being ignored when they bring up a problem. And I've seen this happen. It's happened so many times. I've seen people on the internet talk about it, seen it in my family, and doctors have just turned them away from getting the attention and help that they really need before something bad happens. And that's why actually, that is a really good point. Diversity in medicine is a pretty important thing to have. And that actually is interesting because it brings me to another thing that I saw right now. So, like everything in our culture nowadays, we have more and more things or more and more articles and studies that find that everything around us is giving us cancer. And this is another one. So there's some chemicals that have been leaching into our foods that are causing breast cancer. It says nearly 200 chemicals connected to breast cancer are used in making of food packaging and plastic tableware. And dozens of these, I can't even say that. This is beyond my knowledge because it's science stuff, guys. Anyways, all of these plastics and things can migrate into the human body. This new study found. It says these strong evidence that 76 known or potential breast again, I don't even know. So from food contact materials, So this is something that we've kind of already knew, is that all of these plastics that are being put in our food, even though they say that they're safe, are actually not safe. And this is time and time again that I've seen all these plastics that have been around us been proved and shown to have linked to cancer. Let's see. Of the recent detected chemicals, 40% are already classified as hazardous by regulatory agencies around the world. Oy. Yeah, and yet we're still being allowed to eat on this stuff, which is insane. Yeah, the FDA reviews and approves the food contact substances through their science and risk-based system before they go to the market. Yet, why are we having these chemicals now? We're finding out that they are causing these problems to our health. It's just now? It's just insane to me. Anyways, this is why ever since I was small, my mom has always been advocating for things that are like glass containers rather than plastic containers, because she already knew that there was an effect that these plastics had on us before even these studies started now
for BPA,
coming out here. Well, it's not even safe, and it's crazy. So I'm just talking about this article right here, that all of these plastics that are being wrapped in our food and our food containers are now, study finds now that they're hazardous for us, which is insane because, once
Shocker.
again, FDA, what are you doing? You're the ones who are approving this stuff for us.
Yeah.
And
it's like more like they changed their mind.
You're
it's like they changed their mind. That's really what happened.
Well, you know what? It's insane. Like even our meats are being wrapped in these plastic containers.
Yep.
They're being touched by that. You know what? This is another thing that I found. Okay, so our food that we're given is different from things in Europe because they regulate their stuff a lot more better than here in the U.S. Reason is why? Why do we have it such difference?
No, I don't know. That's a good question. You know, I mean,
I
would
think
say because
RFK
it's
might have the answer for us.
Well, yeah, that's true. I just want to trust RFK on that
Just
one.
wanna say that.
Maha.
Sounds like we're just start singing the. I don't know. Okay, you know what song's coming to mind?
Hero. Here goes, no, there goes my hero. You know what I'm talking about? That was what Trump played for RFK Jr. when he walked down the stairs. Okay.
Nope, that's not the song
Anyway.
that comes to mind. But I don't want to get copyrighted if I start singing it. So
I
I'm not
don't
gonna,
think
like,
you will,
say
dude. You
anything.
don't have like the whole band backing
Oh my
you.
goodness. No, but yeah. Okay, guys. This is not the first study. We already knew that this was happening. Stop
It's true.
having stuff in plastics. Okay? I feel like it's so hard to move away from plastics because, like, look this. My boba comes in plastic. It's kind of unavoidable. I also hate paper straws, so I'm not going to give up my...
You know, if you just stayed...
So it's like really hard. It is really hard to switch from plastics to all like glass and other materials that are more healthy for you.
Oh,
But,
I
yeah.
just came up with a meme for that.
Okay,
That
please tell
Tim
us.
was-
Please tell us before we log out.
It's like when... It's like, okay... Wait, I'll just tell you the concept of it, and then you can help me with the exact caption. Because I was gonna say, like, my face when, you know, the FDA tells me that plastic is dangerous, and it's like, you know,
Can we
because
post
you're
that,
like shocked,
please?
but you're
Can we
not
post
shocked.
that? Can we make it?
Let's
Can we
do
make it and post it, please?
Yeah, exactly. Or like my face when, you know, vaccines turns out to not be so great for you. It's like,
Okay, can we post that?
yeah.
I'm like telling
Okay.
everybody that's tech people because I'm not.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
biggest thing I wanted to rant about was that Will and Harper movie. So I'm glad I got that off my chest.
Yeah, you did. You know, and I got to do a
got
quick,
to listen to it.
I did a quick mourning over Maggie Smith. Rest in peace. She's a
that makes me
wonderful
sad.
soul.
So wait, is Downton Abbey just going to stop now, or did it already
Downton
stop?
Abbey already stopped. They're
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's already over.
Sorry,
but
I'm
it-
out of the Downton Abbey
it's fine.
loop.
Everyone should go watch it. It's such a great show.
No, it is. My mom
Such a
loves
great
that
show.
show. She loves the
You know what-
relationship between the people like upstairs and the people downstairs.
yeah, people
Now it's, like,
upstairs
a
and
whole-
downstairs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but guys, yeah, it's such a good movie. You should go watch it. Okay,
It's a show,
But my
right?
mom,
Isn't it a
yeah,
show?
it's
Yeah.
a show, and they actually have movies there too.
What?
Yeah, they have movies. They're like specials. There was
Franchise.
one that was in.
But do you see how impactful movies are? Like, why do
They
I?
are.
It's like movies communicate ideas without you knowing most of the time.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, a good movie has a good message behind it at all times that it's building to.
yeah. Okay, like, we should make a list and, like, put out the list of what the movie is and what the message is, you know? Because sometimes it's really obvious, but sometimes it's not so obvious,
There's
but
some
it gets
underlying
in.
things. Yeah.
It gets in your mind and it changes your mind, which is part of the reason why we're doing the Chloe Cole project.
You know what?
Because we're trying to
Good
change
movies,
minds.
Good movies influence and educate you at the same time as entertaining.
Yeah. So you always have to ask yourself, okay, what's the higher power of this story or the message? Is it hedonism? Is it, you know, is it God? It should be God. It should always be God. You know, I watched Pulp Fiction the other day and I was trying to convince Ray that it was a Christian movie.
What?
And he was like, "What? You're crazy." And I was like, "It is. It's a Christian movie." Like, but it was not made by Christians and it's not a family movie. But it is about a guy. Okay. Are you ready for this? It's about a gang, you know, it's about Marcellus Wallace who's like a leader of like a gang basically, and he's like he plays God. So it starts off with a guy who's like playing God, you know? And then you see like there are other demons that are in there. And okay, like one thing is Marcellus Wallace's one of the first times you see him he has a Band-Aid on the back of his neck, and that's where they say that the devil enters a demon, or that Lucifer enters a demon, is through the back of his neck. So I don't know if Tarantino knew that, or like somebody knew that, but then turn around, they have, what does Samuel L. Jackson say every time he kills someone? He quotes Ezekiel, and he says, "Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord." And then a miracle happens, and they almost get shot, but they don't get shot, basically. And then, and Samuel L. Jackson realizes that God performed a miracle and goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm not God. Marcellus Wallace isn't God. God is God, and I need to follow him." And then meanwhile, like, while that's kind of happening, you have this other thing where Marcellus Wallace is basically like dehumanized by another demon. And that's the thing. When God doesn't protect you, you are like victimized by other demons because you cannot play God. So, that is my take on why Pulp Fiction is a Christian movie.
What do you think? Thumbs up or thumbs down? We're just asking people outside. Okay. We're
Maybe.
giving like halfway or maybe. I can definitely see where you're coming from though.
And then look, somebody's playing with the Switcher. Is that my daughter? Are you playing with the Switcher?
That's hilarious. Okay, so a maybe. We're getting a maybe on that. Okay.
I'm telling you, it's yes.
I haven't watched the entire movie, but I have watched that one
wouldn't.
scene.
It's pretty disturbing.
No, you know what? I've been shown that one scene over and over again where they almost get shot. That scene. I've watched it.
I need you to acknowledge it. It's a miracle. No, and then Samuel L. Jackson is basically the only one that gets out of that movie like alive, you know, and okay. Because the other guy, Vince Vega, he did not acknowledge that it was a miracle, and he ends up dying.
Too bad.
Yep.
So sad.
Yep. But like, I don't even see a movie like that anymore from Hollywood where they're like explicitly quoting scripture, you know, and there's like these biblical ideas. Well, but I don't know. It's not like I watch every movie. I only watch the movies that really like pop out to me.
I still see a couple of them that do that, but it's very weird. Like it's usually like a side thing, and not accurately represented. Yeah, I'm like thinking.
What's going on in the other room?
I don't know.
I hear something funny. Anyway, I guess we can probably wrap up now.
Yeah,
We've been going for about 45 minutes.
Yeah, which is good. It's just like, you know, a fill-in episode.
No, it's good. Yeah, just checking in with some updates, trash talking, people pleasy Will Ferrell, old fart man, and talking about
Chloe Cole.
I said the word fart too many times today. Okay. No. So yeah. And I guess we'll just wrap up with just talking about the Chloe Cole project. Check it out. You know, we'll probably be reaching out to you about it, and we're just excited about it. We're just grateful, you know, that God has given us this because it's a story that needs to be told.
Oh, also, I have one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Make sure to check out our Josiah Trenum video. I keep on saying this, but it's amazing.
It's such a good video.
Amazing, guys. And it has been doing so well. I haven't checked it last, but it's in the thousands right now views, and then we have thousands of views on Instagram for many of our videos that are currently going viral. Doing amazing, honestly. I did, you know what? I did expect it to be getting that many views because I was like, this is awesome. When I left that interview, I was like, this is a good interview.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's proving to resonate with a lot of people. Obviously, some people don't agree, and that's just the thing, right?
But
social media has so many people,
but to debate, you know.
Yeah, and that's what we love. We love to see both people having a conversation. And what a better way than to talk about, I mean, it's great to be talking about Christianity, so
exactly.
It's a great thing to talk about. And yeah, so make sure to check that out. Check out that interview. Really amazing. I love the intro you did, Tara. It's still so cool. Like, my best friend, I spoke to my best friend on Sunday, and she's like, the interview was amazing. Those transitions were so good, she said. So
you mean like the transitions in the intro?
Well, the intro, yeah. Yes. Yeah, so... Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's amazing.
How I make
my friends are liking it, so
that's how I make money is editing with my fingers. Sorry. I'm so weird. Okay, all right.
No,
I need to go home now.
I feel like I need to be removed from society at the moment. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. If you joined us, it's great to chill. But yeah, we'll be back with another amazing episode not tomorrow, next week.
Yes. We'll have a cool guest. Yeah.
Yes, we're gonna have actually an amazing guest. She's gonna be through Zoom, but I think everyone will find her very interesting because she is a young. At least I hope we're confirmed. I think we're confirmed with her next week, but she's young, very young, and has an amazing story to tell. So cool. Catch you guys later. Make sure to check us out on all of social medias at 180 Shift.